State police leaders updated lawmakers on their progress in making rules to administer the assault weapons ban registry. They testified today in front of the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules. Comes after 3 public hearings across the state in which ISP leaders answered questions about the registry.
Now it's time to collect all of the feedback, which was very, very extensive, and they've committed to reporting back, answering those very meaningful questions for citizens, for responsible firearm owners throughout the state, and addressing changes that should be made at our December JCAR meeting.
And December 31st is the deadline to register assault weapons and assault weapon attachments purchased before the ban earlier this year. State law